I was very surprised and shocked when I got off the bus at Garipur intersection. I saw that all the shops were closed and there was no sign of any human being anywhere. I was shocked when I looked at my watch. It was almost 11:30 at night. I missed the train, and I had left 2 buses to avoid the jostling, but I had not imagined that it would be so late. Maybe I would not have been so surprised if I had not slept comfortably in the bus for this long journey. Anyway, after about 30 minutes of cycling from Goripur intersection, I came across my village after passing 3 or 4 small villages and a large deserted empty field. From Goripur intersection, I entered the right-hand road. This brick-paved road divided into 2 branches in front of Sitaganj, and one of them ran towards my village. After walking a little along the right-hand road, I stood in front of the closed door of a small house on the left. The door was made of iron tin, and on the wall above the door was written in thick Bengali letters, "Cycles are stored here." This was the house of old Paresh Sen, who left the village for the city for work, writing, studying, etc. And almost all of them stored their bicycles and motorcycles here. The rent was very low, 5 taka per bicycle and 10 taka for a motorcycle. I knocked on the tin door of the house several times, but there was no response. The cold winter wind was making my teeth shiver, so I tied my head muffler even tighter and tighter. I called out, rubbing my palms together, "Auntie, open the door, I will take the bicycle." Then I knocked a few more times, but that didn't work. I took out my mobile phone from my pocket to call a poor old man, and saw that the poor man had fallen asleep crying from hunger. I made an annoyed noise and turned towards the door, and saw a hunched black figure pushing the darkness towards the door on the other side. As I came a little closer, I could clearly recognize him by the soft light of the man's hurricane in his hand. Yes, the shopkeeper Paresh Sen. By now I was reassured. Old Paresh Sen held up the hurricane, looked at my face carefully a few times, and said in a trembling voice, "Oh, you. Where have you been staying so late at night, Bapu?" I didn't say anything, just nodded and followed him into the house. The old man's entire body was covered in a thick, comfortable black sheet, a monkey hat on his head, a pair of black boots with leather on his feet, and those familiar thick-framed glasses on his eyes. A few seconds later, I came out of the door with a torch in my hand and got on my bicycle, and immediately the thick iron door of the house closed noisily. I continued riding my bicycle, shivering in the cold, having already taken off my gloves. Suddenly I noticed that my trembling lips had started humming a tune without my knowledge. I also remembered the line I had read as a child. Why do you do it? It's cold, so take the song." And my journey continued humming like this. After about 15 to 20 minutes of riding like that, I suddenly felt a slight change in the weather. The cold seemed to be stinging a little more this time. I saw the houses and trees immersed in the darkness looking at me with mysterious eyes, as if they were secretly plotting some kind of plan around me. Something cold seemed to be continuously flowing down my spine. I pressed hard on the pedals of the bicycle, but I could no longer pull the bicycle as before. My legs seemed to be frozen in the cold. It felt as if someone had tied the Himalayas to the back of the bicycle, and I was dragging it around. I lost my balance in fear, tried unsuccessfully to increase the speed of the bicycle once again, and just then a cold hand clasped the left shoulder of my cold body. Immediately I let out a horrible scream and rolled off the bicycle. That part of my shoulder was still cold, but it felt as if the hand had moved away. After a few seconds, I slowly stood up, my legs shaking like a drunkard and my throat feeling dry and wooden. I swallowed 2 or 3 times and looked around in the dim light of the torch. Then I screamed in a terrified, crying voice, "Who are you? What do you want?" Far from making a sound, not even a single word reached my ears. I held the bicycle with both hands and shouted again, "Who are you? What do you want from me?" There was no response for a few seconds. Then suddenly, the dark darkness of the new moon burst out right in front of my ears, and the body said in a soft, hollow, and terrible broken voice, "Who am I, knowing what will happen? Ride the bicycle, ride it fast, I will not harm you, otherwise." He. You are finished.